Welcome to Heart to Mind, produced by More Studios. I'm your host, Rumayz Ahmed, and
It's your boy Samir.
today we have Osvaldo Garcia,
Correct?
and he is a account manager in New York City Football Club, and he has prior experience with accounting and finance with multiple other companies. He has been an auditor. He also has worked with the largest bread corporation in Mexico, Bimbo, and he has graduated from Berkeley College. And there's another college which I cannot pronounce.
Actually, the thing that I have in the Brooklyn College is just like a diploma, because there was a training management. But I study at the most important and biggest school in Latin America, not only in Mexico. It's Universidad Nacional Autónoma de México, UNAM. Yeah, this in
So
English is National Autonomous University of Mexico.
why is it so special? Like, is it like Harvard level kind of like thing, or
Yeah, it's the biggest school in Mexico. It's very hard to
get into?
get in that school. It's like a process. A lot of people for all the states came to the city just to try to study in that school.
It's competitive.
Yeah, it's so competitive. We have actually like a Nobel prizes
Oh, okay.
that study in that school, and we have like a cinema directors. I don't know if you know like a Guillermo del Toro, Iñárritu. Well, he has the Pinocchio movie.
Oh, the Pinocchio,
Okay.
the wooden one, or
Exactly.
the wooden one?
Yeah,
Damn, that,
and
that was actually a good movie.
he studied at that school, so that's why it's the biggest and the most important, not only in Mexico, in Latin America.
Okay. So
Damn.
talking about your youth, how was your youth? Like, were you like the guy studying or like fooling around? Like, what type of person you were back in the days?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I'm always be like a sport person.
Okay.
I do sports all the time. My main sport was football, soccer, that they know
Yeah.
here in the United States as a soccer. I started to play football around 4 or 5 years old. I play in Club America. Then I started moving in some other teams. And when I was growing up, I was trying like a new sports. For example, so I was trying baseball, and at the my latest sport was American football or football.
American football, like football.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I think they
you
call it rugby, right?
yeah,
They call it
it's
rugby, yeah.
yeah.
so you played in school, like in your college. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I play like actually I have my experience as like a professional, because on
Okay.
football I used to be a goalkeeper, and they give me the chance, the opportunity to have like the experience to be in the pro team. That team doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately.
Oh.
It calls Jaguares de Chiapas, but I was with there just like a training, and was very, very interesting experience, because when we were like in the little towns in Mexico, we were like be like a professional, because it was a professional team, right? So all the childrens just like stop by to watch the training and everything, and they start to ask me some autographs, and I have no idea what I'm going to give it, because no
Yeah.
one asked me before for one autograph. So it was very fun. And unfortunately, I couldn't make it, like to be a pro, but at least I have the experience. So how is it one day could be, right?
So you wanted to coach, like because that's what I eventually wanted to do. I wanted to be pro as well, but it is what it is.
Okay.
So like now I coach with CITC. So did you had any similar experiences? Like you wanted to coach a younger team in your
Yeah,
yeah,
that they
or
allowed you to train, like the kids when you start like do like the major level.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, I train like a lot of kids. Actually, I was like for the summer on summer camp, I was like a swimmer, like I can teach to the kids how to swim, and
Awesome.
like in schools in Mexico. And my youngest kid was 10 months old, so it was a baby. So I put
Damn.
the head here and start to move his feet and everything. And after that, I start to teach how to swim to kids from 3 to 12.
3 years old.
Yeah, 3 years old. So that's a lot of responsibility for that one. And as well, I teach how to be a goalkeeper on the other teams, and for those the kids were like 10 or 6 to 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you had some experience in that.
Mm-hmm.
So what caused you to like switch from being like a pro soccer player to accounting, like finance? Like that's a complete flip.
Yeah, that's a very good question. This because I was, to be honest, I don't know. Well, I know what I want to be like when I grew up. My first like a dream, it's probably like the most common dream for everybody, for every kid in Mexico, to be like a football player, professional. And I almost did it, but at the same time, I was making my test to go to the college, to this school, and I approved it. So my parent was like, "You got finally approved the exam, so you can miss this opportunity." So I went to the college, and that's why I left the football dream, and I decided to be an accountant because my dad was an accountant. He's retired right now, but he used to be the CFO for a very important group in Mexico called Grupo Mexico. They sold like gold, steel, silver, oil, everything. So it was a very important company, and I was like knowing a little bit because I saw my dad working on that. But and and I started to study accounting, and I have another career as well.
What
I
is that?
study to be a pilot, airline
Oh,
pilot.
okay. So you're studying to be a
No,
accountant, or you studied?
I studied
Okay. Okay.
that career. I
Mhm.
finished the theory, we can say that, and then on the
The ground
practice,
schools kind of thing.
exactly, and then on the practice, unfortunately, I have an accident.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a plane crash, and after that, I stopped because was very very hard. It was like a reborn for me. You
Like
know,
completely crashed?
Yeah,
Like,
completely crashed. You can search it on Google. You put Osvaldo Garcia crash accident, Querétaro, Mexico, and you're going to find the pictures there. Even
wow, that's
was very very hard for me. Even the doctors, when I need to go to the hospital to have the surgery, they tell to the main doctor, this guy. I know this guy because he do one thing on my knee when I was playing football. I broke my ACL,
oh wow.
and I know this doctor, and he said to his team, "You know what? We're going to make a surgery of guy who just crashed, and this is the picture." And all the team of the doctor's teams are like, "Oh my God, is he in coma?" No. Okay, well he's in, I don't know, like a intensive therapy. How you call it here? Like a
Intensive, like,
intensive care, I
yeah,
guess.
intensive. Okay, okay.
I see you.
Exactly, something like that. And he was like, no, he only broke his right foot. So I broke my ankle, and was very hard. I actually have uh, four, 4 or 5 surgeries,
Oh wow.
and yeah. And after that, I came back to fly again.
You fly it
You
again?
Yeah.
you still fly?
Yeah, no.
No
Right now,
way.
no, because if I want to fly, I need to go back to Mexico. But yeah,
Like
I have
illegally you're here. It's kind
exactly.
of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So wait, so you're certified to fly private aircrafts in Mexico?
In Mexico, yeah, actually, I'm only missing like I guess like a 10 or 18 hours to get my license to be
Wait, wait,
a
wait.
pilot,
So,
to private pilot.
Private
okay.
pilot.
So, wait. I need to decompose this. So, so you crashed and then you fly it again, right?
Hmm.
What made you think of flying again after? Won't you be traumatized? Or
Yeah, that's I'm that kind of person that if something's scared to me, I need to face it again. And for me, it was very hard. I'm not going to lie you. When I go into the airplane again and go up and take off the plane again, I was terrified. I was like shaking. And then on those planes, you can feel everything.
Yeah, those is
They
moving.
are so small, right? So you got turbulence, and the plane's like, oh my God. So I was so scared.
Mhm.
But it only happens for 5 minutes, my like to be scared, and you know what, you can handle this, you got this, and let's go, let's do it. So yeah, what was very uh hard shock, and for me it was like a reborn, like a
Mm-hmm.
second opportunity, and I take it.
Okay. So why don't you fly? Make that as a career instead
Keep
of a
doing.
yeah.
Okay, because it takes me so long to my recover, you know, and suddenly I got the chance to move here to New York City, and I was working in another company called De Acero, and came this opportunity, and I take it because I was like trying to listen the signs that the life gives to you, because they told me you didn't die because something bigger is coming to you, and maybe it's this, all right. And I came here, uh, and then I start to search opportunity to work. That was one of the main reasons that I moved to New York City, because I love sports. So I was saying, if I'm not going to be a player anymore, at least I can work something related to sports, right? It doesn't matter, NFL, NHL, MLS, NBA, anything about sports. So there was the Consulate Cup. They invite me, and I met Brad and Jen, the heads here of New York City Football
Okay.
Club, and I talked with them, and they gave me the opportunity. Then I met uh, Lawrence and Andy. Those guys are for me like my New York family, and was very nice to be in this club. And yeah, my team right now is my family: Jessica, Melija, Lawrence, and Andy. They're like my family, and I love it. I love to be here. So that's why, because I came back to Mexico, and they told me, you can keep flying, but I need to, if because I'm from Mexico City. If I go to Mexico City, I need to move to another state to go to the airport, because the planes are in other state, and it's to spend a lot of money and everything. I mean, I can finish.
Why
Believe me,
don't you?
I'm going to end that career for sure, but I don't know when. But now it's not like in a hurry.
Okay.
Now I'm enjoying the being here, and everything is good here.
Why don't you start doing it here?
Wait, what?
Why don't you start taking your private pilot license and everything here?
Yeah, that's another thing that one of my friends, who he's a pilot for Mexico, told me. Why you don't start to do exactly the same but here? But I don't know.
I'm
To
pretty
be
sure your hours might be transferable.
yeah, I need probably I need to start to search how I can transfer my all my hours that I have in Mexico, and I can use it here, and who knows. But yeah.
Do you want to still fly
Yeah.
here?
I love flying. I don't care, because here in Mexico, for me, besides sports, flying is like the everything for me. They're
Okay.
like a two patients.
Just to rewind, what really happened that day? Like when it crashed, like what went wrong? I'm still like
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
shocked.
yeah. Nobody, it's normal. Actually, no one. Everybody has the same impression. Like yours, and the thing that happened was bad weather. That was one of the main reasons. And the second one, sadly, they figure out, all the authorities of the who start to inspect the plane after the crash and everything, they figure out that that plane has like a smaller engine that should be on that plane. And I
Smaller
was
what?
like I was with full tanks. I'm like a heavy guy, and with the small, like the machine of the plane.
The engine?
he
Yeah,
goes to
exactly.
he goes to
The
Yeah, that's what
engine.
I'm
aviation
trying.
high
That's what I'm
school.
trying to figure out. What you're trying to say.
So
The engine,
he
yeah.
goes he
Yeah,
learns his
what do
stuff.
you what do you mean? What do you mean by what happened? Like, what do you mean by the inspection? What happened with this place?
Because all the authorities, after when it's some
Yeah, but like, what
crash.
happened? Like, what did they say was wrong?
Oh, because when they start to clean up the plane and everything, they figure out that that engine
The
doesn't
engine?
yeah doesn't belong to that plane.
Oh.
Yeah, so the school was like trying to, like get money, get some hours to the students. They put like okay, we can have this plane like doing nothing. Okay, so just put
Put a
another one.
random engine. Okay.
Exactly. So unfortunately, I
That's
Damn.
have
kind of
that thing. I have the failure on the engine, and after the bad weather, I was trying to land into a flat area, and that plane has the wheels, like they're always
Sister.
outside. Sorry,
hmm
and to be honest, I don't remember too much, but I'm guessing that when I was trying to go to the flat area, the wheels crash into the top of the trees, and we do like like start rolling and
So
go
like
back.
when it was bad weather, like when you're landing, you're like obviously anxious. Like
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because suddenly the engine stopped.
engines just stopped
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
in midair.
yeah. And we
Damn.
start to do everything, the precede emergency, everything. Yeah, it
Squawk
was.
cell code
So
777
were you
seven.
very high or like you're?
It's like after 15,000 feet, you can't be on those planes because you need the
You need
oxygen.
oxygen, so
So
15,000 is the limit.
exactly. So I was around 13 or 12, something like that.
And then it just stopped. The engine
Yeah,
stopped. So
stop.
did it dip down or you were
Yeah,
just?
yeah, yeah.
It went all the way.
And I start to do
Currently, I just pulled
the
back up.
emergency procedures, and the engine go back. So
Okay.
we will start to,
It would go back up.
yeah,
Oh.
but with not enough thrust and not enough power. So yep, but was very lucky.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's very fascinating, but at the same time, as a person who actually studies aircraft, right? It's like kind of messed up because, like, people who, no, because I know the fact that sometimes people get complacent with what they do,
Mm-hmm.
especially in aircraft, because as you know, like if flight is not flying, you're not making money.
Exactly.
So you try to find loopholes. If you look at Boeing right now, Boeing
Mm-hmm.
737 Max, you see all those problems, like all the door flew out, or like yeah,
Okay.
literally the door flew off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
In
Yeah.
in air,
yeah,
and the door just flies out.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The emergency door plug just.
So won't that just suck everyone out?
Luckily, I think they were at a certain altitude. They dropped an altitude pretty fast, so they didn't have that problem.
So no one got sucked out.
No one got sucked out, but the door got sucked out like crazy. That was an issue. Like 737 is going through some stuff now. I
Yeah.
think FAA has put it on a hold,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they're under investigation. I don't know if what's the status on it right now, but
So you were flying in a rural area, or was it like in a city?
No, it should be. Well,
like a suburban.
the airport is in the city. Well, at the outsides of that city,
So
and
there's a
it's
lot
like
of
a
farmland, or not?
yeah, it's like a lot of mountains, like a forest and everything. And yeah, I
Okay.
crashed into the trees.
How did you start getting into aviation? Like who introduced you to aviation?
I have an uncle that he's a pilot. He was a pilot first, like for the military in Mexico. He used to fly helicopters, and after that he goes to the um, to I don't remember the name of the company, but he becomes the airline pilot, and he works like I guess more than 30 years, something like that.
Damn,
So yeah,
that's a lot.
So he
and
introduced you.
yeah, not really, because I guess I was born with that, because even at these days when I'm walking and I start to listen like a airplane in the sky, I was like, oh, let me see the plane, it's like I
Like,
feel that
yeah,
emotion,
yeah, I know.
when I traveled, all the sound of the engine and everything, it's like feels something different,
What was the first time you got on a plane? Like as a passenger, obviously.
Oof, probably when I was a baby. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. So because like for me, right, I didn't get on a plane until I was like 11, right? So
Okay.
like me getting on, I'm like, oh, this is the real deal. I'm going
Yeah,
to.
when you're a baby, you
You don't
probably
really,
No,
yeah.
exactly you
actually,
don't remember. But
I feel you.
I got your question, but probably around 7 years old or
So
6.
that probably fascinated you even more.
Yeah, and imagine my uncle as a pilot. He was telling me, "Come on, let's see the cockpit and everything." So
And then he influenced. Oh,
mhm,
okay, okay.
yeah.
That must have been like pretty cool. I mean, to be honest with you, I used to be fascinated by aircrafts because like I've been traveling since like I was like one. Yeah, like one. right? So I used to travel since I'm young. But after getting into the aviation field and like actually working with airplanes and everything with aviation high school,
Mhm.
I'm like, screw this shit.
Yeah.
Cause like I'm a pretty like it's like you see after you keep seeing the same thing over and over and over again. I think it becomes like, oh, it's just another day at the same thing. You just keep get to see the same buttons and stuff.
Yeah.
But shifting from there to like your accounting career, what are some specific ways, or like what, at least in like Mexico, what were some courses that you had to take to get that degree as a
Ye-
mechanic, as a accountant?
Accountant, yeah. Well, the first thing that you have to do is like do the school. It takes you 4 years, and after the third year, you start to know in which area you're going to get like or you want to be for the rest of your accounting career, because they have like a finance, they have taxes, they have audit, and they have another one is like a regular accounting, like a it's like all of them, but the other three are just like a very specified to taxes, to only audit, to only finance. So when I was at the school, the company PwC is a firm of an accountant. It's a consultant. It's PricewaterhouseCoopers. They went to the school to do like a like a job offer for all the students. So I was like, okay, let's try it. They take us to do some test, and like in a big auditorium, and the test was on a screen, and they give you like a remote, and you start to select the answers. And after that they told you, okay, of these 50, these 10 approve, and the other 40, okay, see you next time, whatever. So I approve, and the next step was like an interview with the managers. They took the managers into the school, and they started to do the interview. And it was very funny because I was to start on some area at PwC that has outed the company where my dad used to work. So I told him, the manager, oh, you know what, it's gonna be very fun because I'm going to audit my dad. And he was like, wait a second, what did you say? Yeah, my dad works in that company. Okay, and what is his role? Or, oh no, he's the CFO. Come on, you can audit your own dad because uh in conflict of interest and everything. So they changed me the area, because I was supposed I'm gonna be into the uh oil and all that area, like construction and everything. And they changed me to products, like to consume, like a human consume, and entertainment. So I start to audit the company of TV in Mexico. I start to audit some schools as
So what
well.
does audit mean specifically though?
Okay, the audit is like all the companies has his financial statements, and they present, like to the authority. When you are like a very big company, the government requires you to your financial statements has like a second review for someone external. That's where the audits came, and they put like the signature, and it's like okay, I just review these statements, I approve it, so good to go to the government review. And it depends. You can audit whatever you want, right? For example, if we put the example here in New York City Football Club, the main thing that they audit is like a transaction fee for the players. How much you pay for the agent, how much you pay for the club that is buying you the player. The other things that it's more basically in all the business, your main things to audit is it's all your assets. Here in the club, we have like assets, intangible assets are the players, and the assets that we have, the office, the facilities, and the club trains and everything. Those are usually the most valuable things in every company.
So it's a lengthy process, right, to get in that field.
Yeah, and for example, after I finish the school, I do like another course in Mexico calls diplomado. I don't know exactly the word here in the United States, but this like for another 6 months, you need to certify that you're allowed or you know how to do the those process, and after that, you get like your final test is in front of the like a president and I mean like president of the school, right? And like another two main teachers or professors, and they start to uh, the test face by face, start to do all the questions and everything, and if you got everything, you got your degree. Otherwise, you can go back and
Try again.
try again.
Yeah.
Yep.
So could you tell the audience, like, what does an accountant really do? Like, what is your day-to-day life for?
Okay, I'm gonna talk about my day to day here in the club because an accountant, for example, is very different.
In
For
every
example,
field.
if we are an accountant for a company who sell like cars or something like that, it's not the same that the day by day that the accountant that work here at the club. I'm telling this because the day by day is basically work into the main resources for the company, you know, and at the end of the day could be different, but both. The main thing that they need to do is to try to save more money to that company they're working for. So to try to figure out how to save money in payments,
Okay,
in
save money.
suppliers, in all the things that you start to buy to run your business, right? It's basically one of those.
So that's basically so basically you're the person who's like, oh, cut this and you'll make more money.
Could be,
Could
but
be, but like
Or
that's
like
kind of like the
limiting
just
the expenses, basically,
yeah. But for example, we build the budgets for the year that we're going to have with all the help of the. For example, here we create the budget for the stadium operations, the budget for the facilities that we have here at the office, the budget for the facilities that we have at CFA, budget for communications, for all the expenses of the club and everything. And we try to figure out, you know what, you can uh, take a little of this side and put in this one and start to play with the numbers to try to make the 100% like correct
So
the
at the
budget
end
for
of the
that.
day, end of the season, the whole budget is zero, right? Or you try to
Not necessary.
you try to keep some money
Yeah.
for the next year.
Yeah, imagine no. Uh, and some days the at the end of the day we spend more than the budget. So that's
Okay.
that's not necessarily a bad job,
So
but
you have to have
that's
a balance. So some days you do
exactly.
lower, and then
Ex-
so it could compromise for the days you do too much.
yeah, and because you can have like some unexpected expenses, and that's where you are over budget and that things.
that's really
Okay.
true.
Hmm.
So like what's like some pros and cons being the person who does financial management, auditing and all that?
Okay. To do that, for example, the I work on audit for 4 years, and the thing that I came into these companies is was like, you know what? I'm going to audit this part of your statements, and I need like evidence. I need like all the statements, numbers, all the invoices that you're telling me that you use that
Exactly.
money, right? And for example, that's for audit. For but finance people, the finance people are basically the guys who works at the company because the audits could be there's a two ways of audits: external and like a local audit, like an intern
Internal.
audit, right? So the inter audit is basically try to keep the controls, try to watch all the processes that the company has, and to start to see that all that process are making by book, right? An external audit can came with some test that the company doesn't know, and you need to share the information, and they're going to do the test, and they're going to ask you another things, and you can give that um, information to the auditors to start to doing his job, and they're starting to do their own test, and after the test they're going to give you your results, right?
So like, what are some pros and cons in that field? Like,
The pros, I can say that you met a lot of people. It's very nice because you don't only audit one company. You can audit like 4 or 10 companies at the same
Mm.
time. So you start to meet a lot of people, a lot of managers, CFO for a lot of companies, and you start to, um, how can I say, you start to learn for different sectors, right? Because today you can audit like a entertainment company, and tomorrow you can be audit like a logistic company. That for me is the pros, like all the networking and all the knowledge that you can get for all the fields, of the work. And the other thing could be like the bad thing to be audit is that you're never at your office. You're never at your place, and you travel a lot, and you need to be. This is not like a bad thing, but it's like the most hard thing is you need to be like
constantly on the move.
exactly constantly on the move. I'm talking about like city to city or office to office, but you need to start to learn the process of that company, and then you need to learn the other one, the company, and you need to start to learn and learn and learn. It's not a bad thing. I just saying that it's the hardest thing,
Is the
Okay.
hardest part of it though, because
Exactly.
like you gotta be moving. You don't know when you will be back home, because you might be going like an hour, 2 hour deep to another city, and then now you come back, and then you're like, oh, it's
Hmm.
late, so you can't promise anyone anything.
But I mean, if you
Yeah,
like it, then that's
I
good.
mean, yeah, obviously you like it. That's the aspect of like, I think like in every career there is obviously drawbacks. Like if you look at like being a pilot, you work only 3 days, good, but what are you doing? Half the time you're in the sky, you can't speak to anyone, you
Hmm.
don't got any network service, nothing,
Yeah.
right? So those are the drawbacks, and also like the fact that they're gonna be in other places, they can't be with their families in those 3 days. So
Exactly.
it's like that obviously, but if people like it, they like it, because but I think especially when like planning family events and stuff, that's gonna be complicated with them. How
Yeah.
did you deal with that?
Well, to be honest, for me, I guess was very easy because I don't have family. Yeah. So I don't need to tell anybody, you know what, I'm not going to be to this place or to this thing,
How
or
about like friends?
how about my friends? Same, but you know what? When I was like a young, uh, I was doing sports all the time, and I didn't have too much time to hanging
Socialize.
out exactly to socialize.
You're always on the grind.
Exactly. I always on the field or like a training or something like that. And all my friends are similar like me. We understand because we grew up with that
Mentality kind of thing.
exactly with that mentality, with that school. And for example, I know if I send a message for one of my friends that I haven't talked for the previous 6 years, there's nothing wrong about that. We're going to be like very glad to text each other and very glad to have a call because we know that that's our day by day. But yeah, but uh, sometimes I struggle with my dog because he spent a lot of time by himself at home, and he's like waiting for me and everything. But there's nothing that you can handle.
So like you said that you came to the United States working for New York City Football Club to the consulting. I
Hmm.
can't remember, it was consulting club.
No, the consulate cup.
Consulate cup.
Consulate.
Consulting
Yeah.
cup.
Consulate. That's what
Consulting is the
I
is
was
the
like, I was
term.
trying to figure out the word.
Consult.
Consulate.
Yeah.
Consulate.
So consulate. Consulate.
Consulate cup.
Council Cup.
Consulate.
Council Cup?
Consulate.
Consulate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
8.
What is a consulate and how did you end up like what how did that transition? How
Uh,
did you end up there? Like
into the consulate.
How'd you come?
yeah.
Oh, did you play for the team?
Yeah, I play
You
for
play.
Mexico.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Uh, when I moved here to New York City, I went to the consulate in Mexico and just tried to search, because they have like sometimes like a job opportunities, or they have like uh, maybe some job in the consulate. So I was working at the Acero when I came here. So I was keeping working. And after that, when I left the Acero, I started to work at the consulate, but it was very short time. And the general consul invites me to this tournament,
So cool.
and because he told me, "Oh, you like the football, right?" Yeah, I love it. So that's why I they give me the opportunity to be just like a few months at the consulate. It was very very short, but very nice time
A
there.
key time.
Yeah, because it's the main reason to have a consulate in another country is to protect your people, to the people who lives here, and just like in this case Mexican people who lives here in New York City. They try to support them, to help them, to try to get like a better or more easy way to get all the documents that you can have in Mexico, right?
Mexico, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you're enjoying this podcast, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Okay, 90% of you guys have not subscribed yet. So make sure you subscribe and give it a like and a comment.
Because moving on to like a bit of background on you, right?
Okay.
Bit more. Like how was the transition from Mexico to here? Like the language barrier and all that good stuff.
Yeah. I was born and raised in Mexico City. I speak in Spanish all the time. To be honest, I never took like some school classes besides like I take on the primary school. I guess you call that way here, right? In the United States, with your first six of school.
Elementary school.
school?
Elementary
I don't know.
school, yeah, okay. I'm not familiar with the names. Uh, but yeah, it was a little, like a little struggle, a little hard, the language. And to be honest, I have some school lessons at the elementary school, but I learned more the language watching movies and listen music. I
Wow.
start to watch like movies that I already know, like all the things that they're going to say. For example, Jurassic Park. I love Jurassic Park, so I
Okay.
was watching that movie with the sound and with the subtitles in English, and that's why I start to learn how to pronounce things, to start to speak everything. To be
So
honest,
you never took any classes?
no, no, no,
This is
no.
all just raw.
Yeah, it's everything
No
like
way.
I
just
feel
by
like
my own.
How many
And
years has it been since you came here?
this is my second. I'm starting my second year here.
Second year.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
yeah, that's something that, fortunately, all of my coworkers that you're very good in English, to be honest. And sometimes, you know what, when we are taking lunch or something like that, sometimes I like a disconnect and I have no idea what they are talking about. But yeah, I think I'm getting better and better
So
on
you're a
the
type of guy
language.
who learns stuff quickly. If I'm,
Yeah, I guess when I'm like very interesting in something, yeah, I
you
can
learn
learn
like right
very
there.
very. But if I start to, or if I need to learn something that I really don't care, it's gonna take me
take years.
so
Uh,
much. Yeah, but
But
yeah.
like I think me personally, like I lived in Egypt, right? So I had to learn our Arabic there, and then I had to learn English
Hmm.
because I went to English based school. So yeah, like you said, the movies and cartoons, like I learned the majority of the both of those languages just because of like watching stuff.
Yeah.
I think that watching stuff actually learns like teaches you stuff because you actually learn you're hearing the words, you're seeing the action,
Hmm.
and then you're trying to process what they're saying with the action.
Yeah.
So you learn it pretty more faster. And then the fact that you live in New York City right now, which is like the most diverse place on the planet,
hmm
and you're like speaking English with everyone. So then that kind of like helps you because you're practicing it more,
Yeah.
like physically and like there.
Yeah, and there's another thing. When I was in Mexico, I love sports, and I start to see this channel that appears in Mexico called NFL Network. It's a channel from here for the United States, and they talk all the day only for American football, and it's everything in English. And I was just like
Watching.
watching because I love American football. I'm a 49ers fan, and
Oh, they won the Super Bowl. No.
no, they
Oh, they did.
lost.
Okay. I sorry.
Bro,
That
fumbled
was
the
a
heart.
propose.
Bro, fumbled the heart.
Yeah, don't remind me. Don't remind me that because
Bro,
I
fumbled the heart.
yeah. This is the third time that I saw them losing the Super Bowl, but someday we're gonna win it. But yeah, again, I was watching that channel, and really helps me because they talk in only in English. And to be fair, I think I'm much better when I'm talking about football than other subject, because I learned to that channel too because I was watching all the time.
So you watch soccer or football, right?
Yeah, I watch all the sports, to be honest. I watch baseball, American football, and football. Yeah.
So Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi and Ronaldo.
Or Ronaldo, who's better?
There's one of my friends give me this answer that I really like it, but I'm not like 100% agree. And he told me, you know what? Ronaldo is the greatest player in the world because Messi is from another world.
Damn, that's true. You see, that's right. I heard that somewhere too, but
Yeah, but to be honest, I think I prefer a little more Ronaldo.
no way.
Oh, wow, you're Messi fans.
I'm a Messi fan. I don't know about this guy.
I like Ronaldo's work ethic, I'll be honest with you. And I seen like
Come on, after the World Cup, is there anything to say? You watched the World Cup?
Yeah, actually, I was in Qatar.
Oh, you were in Qatar.
I attend the
You watched
game.
him live.
I attend the game
oh, to
Mexico
the lab, bro. You're like,
Watching him live.
against Argentina, and I think that Messi he has the skills. He was born with that talent. He's just like another level guy. But I think Cristiano, he's a very hard work guy. He's talent, but he's working and working and working and working. And for me, I feel like I'm just like him. Like try to work hard to get the thing that you're looking for. And I think Messi, for example, if it is going to have a game like the final of the World Cup the next Friday, he can be chill, watching a movie, and he's gonna be great to that game.
Yeah, but Ronaldo is like a
Yeah,
typical guy. He has
exactly.
to work hard.
But Ronaldo is training and everything. That's why I think I like a little more.
You like
Cristiano than-
Ronaldo's work
So-
ethic,
Yeah.
but who's better?
Well,
we grinding on that question too
We
much
need,
now.
we need a clear answer for the audience.
I think who's better. I mean, if I need to select one, probably I will set Messi.
Yes.
But I'm happy to live in the area of Messi and Cristiano.
Yeah,
Just
obviously,
enjoy
yeah.
both. It's
Yeah,
just
I
like
know.
a greatest player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Messi came to America, so that's a huge impact on MLS.
Yeah, it was a very huge impact for MLS. They're, to be honest, for me, they're using a lot because they are forgetting a little the other teams. They're talking all the time, Miami, and Messi. It's like MLS is not Major League Soccer anymore. It's
just
like
Miami.
Messi League Soccer.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because it's in all the things that they
The
are
funny
like.
part is, right? Like I actually was watching MLS story
Uh-huh.
the other day. Remember their Inter Miami versus LA Galaxy, I believe.
Hmm.
LA
Recently?
Galaxy or LAFC? Yeah, recently.
I think
yeah,
Galaxy,
yeah.
Galaxy, right?
yeah.
Galaxy. Oh. So they were in the game, and then the funny part was NYCFC and Charlotte, they were playing too, and there was like a couple other games on the same day.
Kind of
The
lost.
only highlights and everything that was there was Messi's game. Like it was
Obviously.
so stupid. Not even stupid because you're MLS. You're supposed to represent every single team.
Exactly.
All you're focusing on is one game on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's Messi, right?
Yes, but
That's Messi.
okay. So think about it, right? Let's say FIFA starts only focusing on let's say
No, let me
next
tell you.
game.
You
Hold on,
see,
hold
you
on. Let
saw
me
what
give you an
Ronaldo did.
example.
You saw the gesture Ronaldo did. Everything is framed on Ronaldo. But if someone else did it, you know the thing that Ronaldo did at Al Nassr, that he's banned for one game. No,
No.
it was like today. He got banned because the fans were chanting Messi,
Oh.
and then he was like doing some 18 plus like gestures,
Okay. Okay.
right? And then he got banned for one match.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's what I'm saying, if someone else did it, like he would have not got like the same framing or anything, if that makes sense. But yeah, what were you saying?
But like, this is the thing, right? I'm not saying in that context of someone doing inappropriate stuff, right? But what I'm saying is, if you're an organization, right? Let's say, for example, right now, what's a good egg? What's a good? So let's say, for example, like the easiest one that I'm thinking of is FIFA, right? If FIFA decides to show only one country, let's say, for example, they pick Mexico, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have next World Cup is going to be in Canada, USA, and Mexico,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And let's say there's 3 games happening in that same time, but they only show Mexico on there, and they're only broadcasting Mexico's game.
Mm-hmm.
What does that show? You
Yeah.
know, that's
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
what MLS did. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
For
Like, you're not supposed to do that because you're an organization representing the whole of every single team that's under MLS.
yeah.
So the Apple TV was only showing.
Not Apple TV. I'm talking about MLS's Instagram stories
Exactly. Yeah,
and
because
social media.
Apple TV show gives
Shows
you
all
the
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 Yeah, Apple TV has
all the
nothing to do
games,
with it.
Oh,
and
you
you
said-
you
okay.
decide which one
To watch.
to watch, and that's it. But yeah, he has a point. Actually, they made like a MLS announcement, and it's only Messi. You know, they give like a 10 or 5 seconds to another players for the other teams, but it's basically everything about Messi.
Yeah, like the social media team is only focusing on Messi. Like, you're supposed to be an organization that's representing MLS, like the whole thing. For example, let's say NYCFC decides tomorrow, oh, Maxi Morales is the only player that's going to be on frame every time.
Yeah.
Stupid, because now you can't see any other
Yeah, and
player and no other player gets time. And even if other person scores a goal, they're not going to be on the frame.
And it's a risk because imagine that Messi get injured or something like that. Imagine all the people who buy the tickets and this guy is going to be injured. Okay, so you're not going to
Hong
see
Kong?
it.
Just like in Hong Kong, the preseason.
Exactly, just like Hong Kong. So imagine that Messi is not going to play. What they're going to do, just like NFL, like Taylor Swift. Oh, let's go to the bench because there's Messi. Oh, let's go to the bench. There's Messi, right? So yeah, I guess that they are doing too much into Messi, but we can take all the league. It's helpful that Messi is here because it's like take that opportunity to increase, the MLS and maybe get more eyes of the world to this league. And the FIFA is using a lot of the United States because they're going to have as well the Copa America in June or July, I
June,
guess.
July,
Next year.
August, yeah.
No, this
this
year.
Copa America. Oh yeah, Copa America. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right,
Copa
you're right.
America this year. Here in New York, they're going to have Argentina against Chile and Uruguay against Bolivia and the semifinal.
They
Yeah, yeah.
released the schedules already?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, they're going to play at MetLife Stadium. So yeah, it's very. We can use that for MLS because it's just sort of like a try, like a more sound, like into the world. Because it's funny because my coworker Malika, she went to vacations to Italy, I guess, and she told me, "Oh, guess what? They're selling Messi Inter Miami shirts here in Italy." So when you saw a MLS shirt in Europe,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we can take a lot of
I mean,
opportunities there.
Do you think that okay, so you said that your friend, she went to Italy, she only saw Inter Miami Messi jerseys, right? So for example, let's say tomorrow Messi decides to quit because he's around that age right now and capacity probably that is, oh, let me retire and become a coach or someone.
I don't know about that, but okay.
Okay, let's say for example let's say like that happens, right? That's going to
Hypothetically,
eventually
okay.
happen. He has to retire. He can't play forever until he's 90, you know?
Yeah.
So what do you think would happen to those jerseys? Those jerseys are going to vanish. So the MLS is not going to be in the world anymore. So what are your thoughts on that?
MLS is not gonna be in the world. What do you mean? What did you say?
No. So he said that MLS is going global, right?
Uh huh.
Because his friend saw one of the MLS jerseys, Inter Miami Messi jersey in Italy, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But let's say, for example, Messi retires tomorrow. There's no more MLS Inter Miami Messi jerseys, right? So then, is MLS ready to go forward when Messi leaves?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I have no idea because they are like a focus a lot of on only in Messi. That's why I told you that I don't think this like a correct way to do that. Only focus on that player, you know? Okay.
It's not Inter Miami. It's Messi. That's not. Yeah.
Exactly. Because, I mean, now if you watch Inter Miami, they have like old Barcelona. They have Luis Suarez. They have
Yeah. They have.
Busquets,
Yeah.
Jordi
Exactly.
Alba, and Messi. And LAFC, they signed Hugo Lloris. He's a world champion from France, the
Oh,
goalkeeper.
Igor Luis. Yeah.
And I mean, this is not new for the MLS, right? Because
David
actually,
Beckham.
New York City Football Club, they signed in his time David Villa, Frank Lampard, Andrea Pirlo. They play for New York City
Oh
Football
yeah.
Club.
Yeah. It's very
They
little.
have here MLS has Thierry Henry, Wayne Rooney, uh,
David Beckham.
David Beckham, Zlatan.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not like a new thing, you know. Probably we are like notice more because on these days social media is everything. Everybody has Instagram. Everybody has X now. I used to call Twitter,
Twitter.
Facebook, and it's so easy to get some ad, you know. And that's why I guess we are like feeling more like this messy thing. But imagine if you have like Instagram, all that social media for those days, probably we're gonna be like used to. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think Messi and Cristiano they are like another kind of level players, and there's gonna be like a lot of years to have another Messi and Cristiano.
Yeah.
Because you can bring here, for example, what if we sign, I don't know, give me a number, a name. What if we sign Karim Benzema? Okay, ooh, wow, we bring Karim Benzema, but it's not Messi. What if if I don't know, Red Bull or another team signed uh,
De Bruyne.
Mo Salah or signed Firmino or another player? It's not on Cristiano, right? So those guys are like
But this is the
another.
thing, right? Let's compare leagues for instance, right? The the effect, right? So obviously, as you said, like Inter Miami, they have all these golden players coming in,
Mhm.
and also like LAFC, they signed recently some golden players. But if you look at compared to like Saudi's league, right?
Mhm.
You have Ronaldo going in, yes, but you have the overall league getting the attention, and the overall league is getting attention from European players like Karim Benzema, Neymar, Dembele. You know, you got the big stars that are actually willing to go there.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
so like, what are your thoughts on the comparison between those two leagues?
For me, the greatest league in the world is Premier League.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It
that's
doesn't
definitely true.
matter for me. In my how can I say
that's definitely true. Cause
in my rank should be Premier League, the top of the top league of the world. Then I put the Italian over the Spain league. I don't know. I prefer the Italian league.
Okay.
Probably I could be wrong, or probably the numbers could say the other thing because Real Madrid is the most team with the Champions League, so it's the greatest team in Europe at the end of the day, right? They have 14, and I think those leagues are buying these players. One because they have the money, and second because they want to try to be like a Premier League or be like the La Liga or like a Calcio. But to be honest, I don't think they're gonna make it. It's too hard. You know, the you're used to cheer one team. For example, in Premier League, Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, whatever, for years. It's like a tradition. You know, like a my dad used to be a fan of this team, so now I'm the son. I'm gonna follow the
Same
that
thing.
tradition because comes to my grandpa and everything. Who knows? For example, you can tell me five names of the league of Saudi Arabia, of on the league that is playing Ronaldo.
Yeah, it's like there's a couple of like Al Hilal, Al Nasr, Al Ittihad. Uh, there's more, but I actually don't know them. That's the thing.
Exactly. So it's very different. If you ask for someone, give me five names of the uh,
Premier League,
league of the Spain or England, you
It'll be
can
different.
you can
it'll be
do it
different. Yeah,
so easy
Yeah.
because
they're more popular and more out there.
exactly. So I think it's like a okay, they can have like a very very hard impact, but in his country, in his area, and probably just like a suddenly like a try to read like a note, but you're not reading the note of the team. You're reading the note of the player. You know, so that's why they are
So
buying
what's your
those
thoughts
kinds of
about the
players.
Saudi league?
About what?
About the Saudi league and what they're doing?
To be honest, I'm not like I don't follow too much,
Okay.
but I think that they're trying to do all of that things because they have money, and it's fair, you know. If you have the money and these rich people want to have like another level of entertainment of football, okay, bring me this player, bring me this another one, because it's gonna be fun to watch this player. But I think to be at the same level at Premier, at La Liga, or Calcio, never. I don't think so. Yeah.
But do you think that the competition is fair within the leagues, like
Do you think
Premier
it's
League?
fair what they're doing
Yeah.
with Saudi? Because they're buying all the players, right? We could see that. Like millions of dollars
Hmm.
just for wages,
Yeah.
Yep.
right? So
Do you think it's fair that all these clubs like MLS, Saudi League, Premier League, do you think that is going to be like, because one person told me that eventually the spotlight on Premier League will not rapidly vanish, but eventually it will disperse into other places. Do
Yeah.
you think that's true or do you think no?
Just- How can I say that? At the end of the day, the players, they are like humans like us, and they were looking like the benefit of his family, and it's gonna be very hard to make that decision if you want to be like in a top club or be like the top player in salary, you know. And I don't know. I if I was in on those shoes, I want to create like a very very good career in a top league, and after that, just like on my retirement,
makes sense. That's
try
what they're
to
doing
that.
right now.
Yeah,
Supposed to be
it's
on.
what they are doing. But I guess that's a good thing
Players.
for the
Players.
players. Yeah,
But as
on those
fans,
leagues,
it's
they
gonna
have
send.
fans and they can like learn from the best. Imagine those kids or for those leagues that they have, I don't know, 16, 17 years old, they
Mm-hmm.
can teach by Messi or Cristiano.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing. You know?
So
Yeah.
I guess like to conclude kind of thing, what's an advice you would give to yourself 2 years ago or to someone who's younger than you, like 3 years younger than you, or like someone who's younger than you, basically?
Okay, the advice that I'm gonna say is first, don't be scared of the failure because there's something natural. If you can have, I don't know, your dream job or your like your goal, you just keep working because at the end of the day, the life is going to give you back. If for all the people who act on with good thoughts, on good actions and everything, the life is going to give you back all that to you. So don't want to hurry anything. Everything comes at the
Right there.
right moment. And the other one is like just be try to be yourself. You know, don't try to pretend to be something that you're not. You know, or try to be just like the way that your family teach you, because I'm pretty sure that all our parents want always the best for us, and they teach you the right way in his own way. But yeah, uh, don't be scared of the failure. Work hard, be humble, and always looking forward. Yeah,
That's definitely true. I think like a lot of people when they see failure, they just
yeah,
like in your case, right? Like let's say for example that happened to someone else with the plane crash. I'm pretty sure they will be like, oh, I'm not touching that again because like I have PTSD or like trauma.
yeah.
So that's definitely true. Pushing through what you think is possible, like the barrier, is definitely something that a lot of people need to like work on.
Yeah, and that's something that, as I told you, me as a kid, I used to play a lot of sports, and the sports prepared to those kinds of failures, because
Failures.
when you lost a game, it's not the end of the world.
Mentality, yeah.
You maybe lost the battle, but not the war.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep working, keep the positive,
Mindset.
uh, and
Mindset.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for joining us today. It was a pleasure having you today.
No, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys for watching this episode of Hard to Mic, produced by Mars Studios. Please do leave a comment, subscribe, and like this video, and also follow us on Spotify, Instagram,